Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked about relationship mysteries on Days of Our Lives: sudden and unexplained breakup between Jada Hunter and Shawn Brady, and the shocking family dynamics that may have torn them apart. The promising romance that vanished. The connection between Shawn Brady and Jada Hunter appeared destined to become Salem's next great love story, but their relationship dissolved as mysteriously as it began. Earlier this year, Days of Our Lives introduced audiences to an unexpected pairing when Detective Jada Hunter, portrayed by the talented Elia Cantu, crossed paths with the troubled Shawn Brady, played by veteran actor Brandon Beamer. What started as mutual emotional support during their darkest hours quickly transformed into something electrifying that captivated viewers across the nation. Shawn had been navigating the wreckage of his marriage to Belle Black, carrying not just heartbreak, but also tremendous guilt from having shot his own father Beau Brady 2 years prior during a tragic misunderstanding in Greece. Meanwhile, Jada was piecing together her shattered heart after discovering the devastating truth about her relationship with Rafa Hernandez, who she believed had betrayed her, though the situation involved his doppelganger Arnold. These two wounded souls found solace in each other's company, creating an authentic chemistry that seemed to promise a bright romantic future. The Brady family barrier. However, beneath the surface of their blossoming romance lurked a significant obstacle that would ultimately prove insurmountable: disapproval of Shawn's legendary parents, Beau and Hope Brady. According to sources close to the situation, Hope Brady, Salem's beloved matriarch, harbored serious reservations about Jada from the very beginning. Hope's maternal instincts told her that Jada wasn't the right match for her son, and she made her feelings known in no uncertain terms. The Brady family has always been intensely protective of their own, and as Beau miraculously awakened from his 2-year coma thanks to a daring rescue mission involving a stolen experimental drug, his opinions about his son's romantic choices carried immense weight. Beau and Hope, freshly reunited after years of heartache and recently departed on their boat, the Fancy Face, to reclaim their lost time together, represented the gold standard of Salem supercouples. Their judgment of Jada as unsuitable for Shawn created an atmosphere of family tension that became impossible to ignore. Hope's assessment that Jada wasn't very nice may have stemmed from various factors, perhaps professional concerns about two detectives becoming romantically involved, or deeper personality clashes that occurred during their limited interactions. Whatever the specific reasons, the Brady family's legendary loyalty meant that their disapproval carried consequences that extended far beyond simple disagreement. The mysterious disappearance. The relationship between Jada and Shawn disintegrated without any clear explanation provided to confused viewers. One moment, these two detectives were sharing vulnerable, intimate conversations and supporting each other through professional and personal challenges, with Shawn offering unwavering encouragement as Jada processed her complicated feelings about Rafa. The next moment, they had completely vanished from each other's lives as if their connection had never existed. The timing of their breakup coincided suspiciously with Beau Brady's awakening from his coma and Shawn's subsequent absence from Salem storylines. As Brandon Beamer's character essentially disappeared from regular screen time, his budding romance with Jada evaporated into thin air. Suddenly, Jada found herself once again navigating the single life in Salem, while Shawn remained conspicuously off-screen, leaving fans bewildered and disappointed. Social media platforms erupted with viewer frustration over the abandoned storyline. One passionate fan articulated the collective confusion on Reddit. They dropped it for no reason. Belle can be happy with EJ, but he can't be with Jada as MH. This sentiment resonated throughout the Days of Our Lives fan community, with many questioning why the show's writers would establish such promising chemistry only to abandon it without resolution. Can love conquer family prejudice? The central question now haunting Days of Our Lives fans remains whether Shawn and Jada possess the strength and determination to overcome the Brady family's prejudice and skepticism. Family approval has always played a crucial role in Salem relationships, and going against the wishes of beloved characters like Beau and Hope Brady represents a monumental challenge for any couple. In Shawn's case, the situation becomes even more complicated due to his guilt over shooting Beau and his desperate desire to repair their fractured father-son relationship. With Beau and Hope finally reunited and planning to eventually return to Salem after their adventures conclude, Shawn may feel enormous pressure to prioritize his parents' happiness and opinions over his own romantic fulfillment. The weight of family expectations could easily crush a relationship that hasn't yet had the opportunity to establish firm roots. Yet hope remains among the devoted fan base who recognize the extraordinary potential that Jada and Shawn represent. Actress Elia Cantor herself has spoken enthusiastically about their dynamic, telling Soaps magazine, "I think they have a lot in common, the chemistry is great." She specifically praised her scenes with Brandon Beamer, noting how their natural rapport translates beautifully on screen, particularly highlighting their playful darts game sequence that showcased their compatibility beyond just shared trauma. What Days of Our Lives desperately needs. The Peacock soap opera finds itself in urgent need of fresh, compelling couples that viewers can genuinely invest in emotionally. While the show boasts beloved veteran pairings like Steve Johnson and Kayla Brady, portrayed by the exceptional Stephen Nichols and Mary Beth Evans, along with Kate Roberts and Roman Brady, played by Lauren Koslow and Josh Taylor, these established relationships don't generate the same excitement and anticipation as newer romances in their early stages. Days of Our Lives hasn't successfully launched a new supercouple in years, creating a noticeable void in the show's romantic landscape. Jada and Shawn possess all the essential ingredients for that kind of legendary pairing: professional equality as fellow detectives, shared emotional vulnerability, undeniable physical chemistry, and complementary personalities that balance each other's strengths and weaknesses. Fans have specifically called for the show to give Jada and Shawn the classic adventure-filled storylines that made Beau and Hope iconic during their prime years. One enthusiastic viewer expressed this sentiment perfectly on Reddit: "I really believe that Jada and Shawn should end up together. The way Shawn gazes at her, coupled with their undeniable chemistry, is incredibly compelling." The same fan continued, "It would be great to see them embark on some classic adventures reminiscent of Beau and Hope. The path forward." Another optimistic fan offered hope for the future, commenting, "Shawn hasn't been around lately. Jada is still single. Maybe they'll bring it up again." This observation highlights the silver lining in the current situation: either character has moved on with someone else, leaving the door open for the writers to revisit and properly develop their relationship. The possibility exists that Beau and Hope's initial reservations about Jada could evolve over time, especially if they witness how genuinely happy and supported Shawn feels in her presence. Sometimes family prejudice stems from lack of knowledge rather than genuine incompatibility, and given the opportunity to truly know Jada, Hope might recognize qualities in the dedicated detective that mirror her own strength, independence, and commitment to justice. Days of Our Lives stands at a crossroads with Jada and Shawn's storyline. The show can either allow family pressure and unexplained circumstances to permanently derail a relationship with genuine supercouple potential, or the writers can craft a compelling narrative about overcoming prejudice, proving doubters wrong, and building a love strong enough to withstand even the formidable disapproval of Salem's most iconic couple. Only time will reveal which path the show ultimately chooses, but passionate fans continue hoping for a reunion that gives this deserving pair the epic love story they were meant to have. Part 2. Hello, dear friends and longtime fans of Days of Our Lives. Welcome back. Today's episode delivered the kind of drama that only Salem can bring: heart-pounding moments, shocking near-deaths, and emotional turns that will leave you catching your breath. As the November sweeps heat up, the fates of Johnny, Chanel, and Alex have taken a turn no one could have predicted. What began as an ordinary autumn afternoon in the plaza turned into one of the most chaotic and revealing days Salem has seen in months. Let's take a deep dive into this unforgettable episode from Monday, November 3, 2025, where love, danger, and family bonds collided in spectacular fashion. A new chapter for Johnny and Chanel. It's official, Johnny and Chanel's lives have changed forever. The young couple, who have endured heartbreak, misunderstandings, and more than their share of family interference, have finally received the news they've been praying for: they're going to be parents. The DeMaras are expecting a baby, and for once, joy has found its way back into their home. After the roller coaster of losing little Tesoro to Aaron, Chanel's heart has been heavy with uncertainty. But fate, it seems, has finally decided to smile on her. When Aaron called social services to waive his rights, giving Johnny and Chanel full custody of Tesoro, the relief was overwhelming. Tomorrow, they'll be picking up their beloved child, and the family they always dreamed of will be whole again. Chanel's happiness was palpable as she shared the news with Leo, who couldn't resist cracking a few witty remarks before sprinting off with Tesoro in excitement. It's a rare thing in Salem for good news to come without a dark shadow lurking behind it, But as we soon learned, joy and tragedy were about to meet head-on. A knife, a pumpkin, and a terrifying mistake. While Chanel and Johnny celebrated, the plaza became the scene of utter pandemonium. Chad DiMera, ever the watchful father, was helping Kat search for a carving knife, unaware that danger was literally just a few feet away. Across the square, Thomas and Rachel, yes, that Rachel, ever the troublemaker, were plotting mischief. Their plan? To hurl a pumpkin straight at Kat, all in childish fun. Or so they thought. But this is Salem, and nothing ever stays innocent for long. Out of nowhere, a mysterious figure dressed as Jeremy emerged from the crowd. Only his jacketed arms could be seen as he lunged toward Alex with the same knife Chad had been looking for. The blade slashed through the air, missing its target by inches. It all happened so fast that no one could process what they were seeing. Alex instinctively shoved Kat out of harm's way, the hero of the moment, but his luck ran out seconds later. The pumpkin, launched by Thomas and Rachel's ill-timed prank, soared through the air and hit Alex squarely in the head. He crashed to the ground just as the knife fell behind him. For one terrible moment, everyone thought Alex had been stabbed. Screams echoed across the plaza as Salem's residents rushed toward the chaos, the aftermath, and the guilty faces. When the dust settled, it was clear that Alex had narrowly escaped death. He was dazed, bruised, and utterly confused, but alive only by pure chance. As Susan, Stephanie, and Leo arrived on the scene, Chad managed to disperse the terrified onlookers and focus on the truth. It didn't take long for Chad to piece things together. His son's expression gave everything away: guilt, fear, and the sudden realization that he had gone too far. Thomas had known exactly what Rachel was up to, and he went along with it anyway. Jeremy, who had been standing nearby, looked horrified. He hadn't meant for anyone to get hurt. Yet the horrifying irony of the situation was clear. Rachel's childish jealousy and manipulation had once again pushed Salem's young ones into dangerous territory. Chad's fury was unmistakable. His protective instincts as a father and his exasperation with Rachel's influence boiled over. He ordered Jeremy to take Rachel straight to Marlene for counseling, something that girl desperately needs, while he stayed behind to confront Thomas. Chad's lesson in tough love. The father-son confrontation that followed was one of the episode's most emotional highlights. Chad, normally a patient and understanding father, finally reached his breaking point. He tore into Thomas with the kind of lecture only a DiMera father could deliver. "Do you realize what could have happened?" he shouted. "Kat could have been seriously hurt, Alex could have died. You don't ever let someone like Rachel talk you into doing something that cruel again." Thomas, shaken to his core, broke down. His apology was sincere, filled with regret and tears. He admitted that he never meant to hurt anyone, and that he only wanted to impress Rachel. Chad's anger softened slightly as he realized that his son wasn't malicious, just misguided. Still, he made it clear that Thomas would have to live with the weight of what he'd done, a lesson that would stay with him for years to come. Susan's chilling warning. Meanwhile, another thread wove its way into the chaos. Susan, ever the intuitive soul, had rushed to warn Stephanie about a dark premonition. She insisted that the murder mystery Stephanie had been investigating was about to become real, and that tragedy was already in motion. Her words, cryptic yet haunting, now take on an eerie resonance. Was Alex's near death merely a coincidence? Or was it the beginning of something much darker? In Salem, nothing happens by chance, and when Susan Banks feels a shiver down her spine, you can bet it means trouble. Final thoughts. Today's episode was a masterclass in how Days of Our Lives continues to balance warmth, humor, and high-stakes drama. Johnny and Chanel's joy, Alex's brush with death, and Chad's moral reckoning all combine to deliver a story that reminds us why this show has captured hearts for generations. For longtime viewers, this was vintage Salem, filled with suspense, emotion, and the constant reminder that love and chaos often walk hand in hand. And as we head into the next week, one question lingers in every fan's mind. If Alex wasn't the real target, then who was?